Welcome, Royal Family. You tuned into Healing Queenz, the podcast, where the focus is motivation, support, and guidance for the growth of our queens. I am your certified healing life coach, Emma E2K. Welcome. Today, I wanted to really do this podcast in honor of DMX. Today, the sad news of my brother, my friend, passing has taken all of us, down some memory lanes, thinking about, of course, times with him and memories and stuff. But most of all, we really get to take a strong look at what fighting depression and fighting childhood trauma looks like. He made it to 50. So a lot of us that didn't make it to our 50s. It matters so much on who's around you when you're growing up. I seen something that Roxanne had posted where she was saying, if you know of a child that's in foster care or that is in need, help them out, extend your hand, like pour into them, because you never know who they're going to be. They could be that next DMX or that next Einstein or, the next person to invent, something that's most needed. X been through a lot from young. I have the privilege to say that, he was my friend. I shared conversations with him and moments and laughter. He's prayed over me. He was a friend. And yes, he was anointed. Just being around him, he was anointed. When he prayed, you knew that he had a relationship with God. Before I accepted Christ in my life, he prayed over me. And, I want to say that he had things to do with, pouring the seed, because God uses everybody. God uses everyone, a rock, a donkey. He uses, whoever he needs to use for his glory. And I'm glad that he was used a lot. My sadness came from because I was like, man, X has so much to do. Like, he had so much to still do and give to the world. And then God had to check me and say, no, my daughter, he already did what I had him to do. His job is done. And so now he goes back home. And I think that's what's given me that perspective, that tranquility, knowing that he knew God. He definitely knew God. And I know his sins and all that were washed away, and God brought him home. All the seeds that he planted, all those people he touched, and we're talking international, we're talking worldwide. God used him in those capacities, in those places that not a lot of people will go. I mean, he used to go to the hood, where people felt they weren't seen, and he saw them. He looked at them. He acknowledged them. He broke bread with them. Which is, all of us are here for different purposes, different reasons, because we not all going to reach the same people. So God has us lined up like, here, you go that way and you go that direction, because, that's the whole point. That's the plan. Whoever I can't reach, someone else behind me or in front of me is going to reach that person. And that's okay. I'm not here for everyone. I'm here for those selected few that God put me into this world to be able to reach and touch and pour into or water or be there for the harvest. Man, my friend accomplished a lot, although in his mind, maybe he felt he didn't do enough. Rest easy. It's time for you to rest now. There's no more struggling. There's no more work. It's now to sit on the foot of your Father. And I will continue to pray for his family, for his children, those that shared life with him, those that did life with him. Not only the people that made money with him, but people that really loved him and cared about him and continuously prayed for him. He was fighting a lot of demons, just like most of us. You know, the devil comes with 7. And if we defeat them, he's going to come back with 14. He's going to double up. That's why our prayers have to double up. You know, that's why we have to know our purpose. We have to know what we were called here to do. And know that anytime you know that you're called here to do something, that target gets bigger. It gets bigger. And the devil doesn't rest, doesn't stop, doesn't sleep, doesn't slumber. He's on it 24/7. So we have to be on it even more so. Man, today know your purpose. Don't let your life just wither away. We all have purpose. God has given us all purpose. We just got to figure out what that is. I just wanted to come on here just to dedicate this podcast to my friend DMX, to Earl, to that amazing soul and amazing spirit. That gentle giant. A lot of people called him dark and all that. I actually seen the light in him. I never really looked at him as a dark person. No matter what he did or what he didn't do, what I do know is that when he walked in the room, he was the light. All eyes were on him because what they were really seeing was God. Rest easy, my brother. You're now in hip-hop heaven, along with the greatest. You will continue to be a legend. You was a living legend, and you will continue to always be a legend. Don't take it lightly when someone tells you that they're struggling. Drug addiction is serious. Depression is serious. The fact that we constantly fighting our own demons is serious. And if you can't understand that, if you have friends, which I'm sure around you that are suffering, please seek, help them seek help. Help them, talk to them. Don't just act like they're crazy. If you see that they are isolating themselves, man, reach out to them. Pray with them, pray for them, pray around them. Find your purpose today. Don't let your life just be in vain. Leave a legacy. So today I ask, if God called you home today, what would be your legacy? What are you leaving behind? What have you taught? What have you learned? What are you going to be remembered for? Out of all the things that X was and did, all I could remember is that he was an anointed spirit. I would love that to be my testimony when my father calls me, that someone could say that for me. Well, thank you everybody for the support for the Healing podcast. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sponsoring. Those that want to sponsor or just be a supporter of the show, go to Anchor FM and you can click support, and you can, for $1 a month, which is $12 a year, you can support this podcast, and so we can continue to keep it going. There are courses to do the podcasts. So with the funds that we collect through podcasts, it goes straight to the organization Healing Queenz, which we support, Healing Queenz Inc. And that's doing life with women. We now are in the works of doing a program for the Healing Kings. So stay tuned for that. If you're interested, if you're a mentor, if you want to step in and do life with some men, and I'm talking to men here, contact us, healingqueens@gmail.com. We would love for you to come in and step in and pour into these men that are also battling with demons and addiction and depression and anxiety and everything else. So I ask you to join the royal family, because we're about healing Queens, but if the kings ain't being healed, then we're just halfway done. So until next time, it's your girl. Peace. I love you, X. Rest easy.